Hello all, welcome back to the next one. In this one, we'll take a look at soft assertions provided by TestNG. It is really a very nice topic and very interesting. Let me just bring up Eclipse and let's take a look. So what I did here is I just created a class called TestNG underscore soft asserts, and there's one test method which tests sum and it's printing something, and we created one class in previous lectures which is some class to test. And what I'm doing here is I'm just calling the method some numbers from it and capturing the result. Now we already learned asserts, the normal asserts, and that's how it works, right? Test assert dot assert equals, and these are the things we use. So let me just copy it here, and what happens with asserts is, let's say this I use this code. Now some numbers I know 1 comma 2 will return me 3 and I am expecting 3 with the result, right? Let's say I am expecting 2 just to intentionally fail this test case. So it's gonna fail the test case, right? And let's copy one more statement, and this one is successful. This is still expecting 3. So what I'm trying to say here is, imagine you have more than one assertion points in your test method, and if the first one fails, then your second assertion will not run, because that's how asserts work. If any verification point of the assert fails, it assumes the test method is failed and it skips out of the method. It does not actually run the further lines at all. So this line is not even run in assertion if we use assertions. Let's actually just try to run this one and we will see it. Or you know what? Let's add one print statement here, and it will actually tell us that this is the line after assert 1, and we will copy one more. This will tell this is the line after assert 2. So if everything prints, then we know everything is getting printed, everything is getting executed. So run as TestNG test, and it failed. What happened? The test is failed. We know that, we expected it. Only line that was printed is running test sum, and then it just failed the test case. So the only line that was printed was this one. This assertion failed, so this line was not printed, and obviously this line was not executed, this line was not executed. If I provide the correct expected result, which means I am now intentionally making the test case to pass, then everything will be printed. See, running test sum, line after assert 1 and line after assert 2. So everything is printed here, everything was run fine. But that's not what I want, right? Maybe I might have a scenario where if my assertion, the first assertion fails, I still want to run my code lines for in the test method, and I still want to see what happens to the second assertion and the remaining assertions. So at least we know there are no other issues after the first assertion. Otherwise, what will happen is, we'll fix the first assertion, we'll run the test again, and then we figure out, okay, there's again an issue with assertion number 10. So why don't we just have the capability to run everything at once and we figure out where the issue is? So for that, TestNG has provided us soft assert, and I'm gonna remove this thing because it's already covered in the assert place. So we will import the soft assert. So I'm gonna type org.testng dot asserts dot soft assert. So this is the package that we want to import, and we'll get rid of this line and we'll get rid of this line. So it works a little different than normal asserts. What we have to do here is we will have to create an object for the soft assert so we can actually use it. So I'm gonna say soft assert, and we'll give the name as SA equals to new and soft assert. So this is the object that we created. Now what we will do here is we will do sa dot assert equals. So basically we have the same things available here. So our result is this, and we are expecting 2. Let's say we are expecting 2 because we want to fail this one. And this one, we know the output. The output should be 3. 1 plus 2 is 3, but we are expecting 2, so we know that it's going to fail, right? Now let's copy this line, put it here, and this time let's expect the correct output. And now let's run the test case. What's going to happen here is interesting. It ran the test case. It says the test case is successful, even though there is one failure, right? And we know the failure. So running test sum, and then line after assert 1, line after assert 2. So everything is executed. Everything is executed. Even though this assert should have failed, it did not fail the test case, and it executed all the lines from the code of this test method. And here also we see everything is successful. But you must be wondering, even that is not good, right? It's good that it executed all the lines, but still we want some way that should tell us that there's an issue with the test case. Otherwise, we would not know that there's an issue with the test method, and we will never fix it. So for that, what functionality here is, we will say sa dot assert all. This is the magic. This statement is going to do everything for us. What it's going to do here is, it's going to run the complete code, and when it says assert all, it's going to figure out if any of the asserts from the test method failed. And if there is even a single assert failure, then this method will fail the test method. So let's right click, run as TestNG test, and now we see the magic. So it ran the complete test case, running test sum, line after assert 1, line after assert 2, which means everything is run. And then it tells us the following asserts failed, and we expected 2, but the actual result was 3. And from the logs, we can actually figure out where it failed. So it says TestNG soft assert dot java line number 20, and this line failed, right? This is coming from basically the assert all. So we know what happened. We figured out how we can fail the test case also, and we figured out how we can run the complete test case also. So basically, test case test method is the same thing. So now with the help of soft assert, we can run the complete test method, and we can still know the output and the result of the test method, right? So that's about it. Please download the code files, practice as much as possible, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll always be more than happy to help, and I'll see you in the next lectures. Thanks for ending this one. Thanks.